You've landed in the confidence zone with Susan Axelrod, the confidence coach. This is a place for topics of information and inspiration, a place to support you to find your confidence, get bold, and get going. Activation is needed today at all levels. Don't wait for someone else to lead. Lead now where you are with what you have. Your energy and enthusiasm matters. Believe it or not, it impacts all of us. Find your confidence, get bold, and get going. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Confidence Zone. If you know me, you know that sometimes the confidence coach might not be so confident. I want to talk to you about this topic today. It's really important, especially today. Some things you can do yourself, and some things you can't. Do you know the difference? Do you struggle trying to force yourself to do things that you really can't do yourself? I invite you to consider this question. If you know me, if you follow me, you know that I have 5 books published. You know my story very well. Many years ago, a publisher of a global online magazine found me. She contacted me and said, "I'd love to have you be a writer for my magazine." I vetted her. She was real. I said yes, and I invested in that opportunity, and I started writing. And I wrote for 5 years, nearly every month. Early on in that process, I realized this stuff is good, because people told me that. But more importantly, I felt it. And eventually, long story short, I put together a first batch of articles into a book that I titled, Your Job is to Be. Shortly after that, I got great feedback from this little book that I wrote. It's actually a little book. The chapters are only 500 words each, followed by writing pages. And then I kept writing and resonating and realized some themes that were coming forth. And so I created my Dear Younger Self book, followed by my Dear Future Self book. And in between there, meditations started finding me as I did my own very deep soul-searching self-healing work. So I also have a book of meditations. A little bit later, a year or two passed, I think, and I realized I had another book in me, and I titled it In Soul Alignment. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. Which of these books is my favorite? I love them all. I wrote in resonant time per that publisher, Sybil English, who encouraged us to not pre-write and batch up, but rather be in it, write in real-time resonance, and stick with it. And I did. Each time I published a book, the first time, to tell you the truth, it happened because I had a speaking engagement and I was going to simply put together a bunch of articles and information that I had written. But long story short, my friend whom I had helped become a publisher herself said, "I'm going to publish these articles in a book for you." It all happened in a very, very short time. Now, one of the areas I coach is create a book quickly, create an anthology book of your writings, etc. And I've helped several people do this. But I did that for a purpose to use in a speaking presentation. And so I didn't ever worry about what was going to happen when it got published. I was, oh gosh, I don't even know how to say, elated when I finally published my first book. And then the next one came out, and the next one, and they began coming out of me. Over that time, my goal was to share the wisdom out that I had gleaned and gained. It wasn't to become a bestseller. It wasn't to become rich selling books. That almost never happens anymore from this type of book. It wasn't really anything else but a truly deep-seated desire to share wisdom that I had gleaned from my life experience, gained and grew from, with the complete intention that anyone who does find the book, anyone who does read the book, might be served in their life. And let me tell you something, friends, it worked. I never became a bestseller. I didn't sell millions of copies. I didn't buy my summer house based on a book. I don't have a summer house. But my goal has been met over and over and over. Any one time someone says to me, I have your book, I read your book, I got your book, I loved this chapter of your book, or I took out your book again, and that chapter, this chapter, the other chapter, my gosh, I didn't even realize that chapter was in there, even though I had read the whole book. So I get fueled and fed in this way. This is the nature of my life and my business. I'm not in the patriarchal construct that more is better. I'm not in the patriarchal construct of trying to do all the things that they say I should do, and I just couldn't do, and therefore didn't do. Thus, I never became a best-selling author. I had my own thoughts and feelings about how you become a best-selling author with Amazon and this and that. And believe me, I've been in this model for a long time now. Gosh, I remember when I was just looking at the model saying, how do I do that? And part of the way you do it is you do it, and you fail along the way, but hopefully you fail forward. And now I'm in it. And now I can look back and say, I know that story. And so I was happy going along and getting along, really ecstatically happy with my business. Why? Because my only goal in business has become personal support of individual clients. I have my groups. I love my groups. When I can get groups together, it's like the best. I have the best time and we have fun, but I no longer struggle to try to get groups together. If it's time and divinely inspired to get a group together, it happens. I get paid because this is my business, and we do that. And if it doesn't, I don't struggle. I'd be like, oh, this group isn't working, or I couldn't get enough together for a group. I don't see it as a failure. I see it as divine timing. So along the way, one of the things I did was realize some things I can do myself and some things I can't. The evolution of my own personal maturity, which my clients know what I'm talking about because I talk about maturity with everyone of all ages. In my own personal maturing through life and business, as I call it, I realized what I can do and what I can't do. And I no longer struggle with the things that I can't do. I just be like, I guess I'm not doing that. But one of the things I do know for sure is that I work well in a collective. When I join a collective or a group, I show up. First, I show up for myself. If I took the time, effort, energy, and usually money to join, I show up for that. And then I show up for the other person and in support of them. But I'm only there because I'm already in the trust and respect factor. I wouldn't be there if it wasn't genuine. And so when I had the opportunity, as you've been hearing me speak about this week, to respond to a post by a publisher and writer whom I knew and respected and liked and followed, I said yes. I put my hat in the ring quickly without worrying about whether or not she would accept me. I didn't worry about that because it was either going to be yes or no. And if there was a maybe, there's opportunity in maybe. If there's a no, no problem. No, it's not a good match. It's not the divine timing. I go on to the next thing. But it was a yes. And that's how I became a writer in the Wisdom Collection, a book that has now hit #1 bestseller in the USA. So is this real for me? Am I a #1 bestseller? Well, I've struggled with this. And the publisher said to me, "Boy, you are on brand. you know your business." And the truth is I do. I don't have to be overly confident to be the confidence coach. I don't have to be supremely confident every minute of every day. I don't even have to know anything anymore. That was a relief. So I said yes. I invested money, time, effort, energy, and commitment. I let go of ego. In other words, I write every day. I have my own books published, but when I got feedback redlining from the publisher, I didn't resist it. I welcomed it. I was thrilled, and I grew from it, and I accepted it, and I went with it. And it was a fast process, and I met all the deadlines and did everything I do because I am still a good girl in that way. And also because I've shown myself progress and evolution by doing that. And then they got us together and said, "Okay, here we go, friends. The book is done. You did everything. It's amazing. There's 20 authors." And I started to get to know the authors and their messages. And it's the real deal wisdom. That I can tell you for sure. It is real deal wisdom. And so I started posting and sharing and doing my part with enthusiasm and excitement and authenticity to the wisdom in this book. And this morning I woke up and joined a meeting and was told this book, titled The Wisdom Collection, Stories That Transform How We Live, Connect, and Lead, published by Anne Shea and Summit Press Publishers, became the #1 bestseller in the USA. And there's more good news to come. I sat in the meeting and I was like, wow, what's happening here? And here's why I'm coming to you live today. Maybe you're seeing the video recording of this, and this is why I'm talking and I'm giving myself all the time I need to speak this out to you today. Sometimes you can't do things yourself. And to tell you the truth, I would like to do more things. I would like to do more things myself. I wish I could do more things myself. I wish I could turn all of my books into bestsellers, because then more people, I guess, would receive the intention I put into them for the purpose of creating them. And maybe there would be money involved. For my 5 books, 100% of the proceeds does not go to me and my bank account. It goes to an organization I co-founded called Jewish Girls Unite, in support of the mission of supporting Jewish girls around the world online in an amazing global movement. So in that case, I would like them to be sold, because the money goes to support a deeply personal, very worthy mission. But I couldn't do it, or I didn't do it, or somehow, shape, or form, it never got done. And so I've been sitting here since that meeting where they said to us, "This is yours. You own it." And one person, the media consultant, even said a tool, which I laughed to myself because I teach confidence speaking. And she said to us the actual tool that I tell people, which is, look in the mirror and say these words. Now, whatever the words are in my confident teaching business, or whatever she told us, I had to laugh at myself when somebody is coming back to me with one of my own confident life tools. I'm not there yet. I'm working on this, and you're in my process. If you know me, if you follow me, you know that this is part of the only way I can integrate is coming here to speak out, share, invite you to consider and see what kind of resonant energy I get from that. And then along the way, I didn't take my walk yet out in nature with my dog, so I haven't had time to really go from processing to integrating. I'm going to be doing that shortly. But I wanted to come here and share this message with you. Some things you can do yourself, and some things you can't. Do you know the difference? And when you realize this, what can you do about it? Not try to do it yourself, because we just said you can't do it yourself. What I did was I used my discernment, my critical thinking skills, my commitment to authentic expression of myself, my voice. I don't join any collective. I joined this collective, a collection of writers, each one in 20 of them sharing deep, transformative pieces of wisdom. So I did buy the book myself yesterday. It's only $1.99 right now. For one more day, you can still get this Kindle version that will live on your laptop or live in your Kindle, which you can go back to. And I bought it. And late last night, finally, after the excitement of yesterday and all the things that I had to do, I started reading these chapters. I'm like, holy crap. I mean, I knew my own chapter. It's good. I hope that you'll read it. I hope that you'll click on the QR code so that you can get to the quiz on my website that I have ready for you if you get through my chapter and you want more or to help improve what I wrote about. But chapter after chapter I started reading, I'm like, man, what people go through, what people live through, how do they do it? How do they do it? Well, you're gonna learn about that in this book. The chapters are brief, easy to read, independent of each other. A great bathroom reading. You can put it there. You can read it in 30 seconds. I mean, bed at the nighttime, instead of scrolling on your phone, toxically perpetrating filth on yourself late at night, you can pick this up and read a chapter or two or three all over again. I am supremely confident. Am I confident enough yet to call myself a #1 best-selling author in the USA? No, I'm not. Not yet. I'm still practicing the words, as you can see. But I can say for sure, confidently, this book is worthy of being a bestseller. The people 𝙒𝙀 𝙀𝙀 collected in this grouping, the commitment they had to write, how deep they went personally to share the stories. My God, it's ridiculous what people, but some of them are also business related. So you're going to learn stuff for your business as well. It's really cool. It says stories that transform how we live, connect, and lead. So I want to ask you again, are you aware of the things that you can do for yourself versus the things you can't do for yourself? I couldn't do this for myself. I mean, I could have hired someone. And paid them, make me a bestseller. I could still do that. I could say, make my books bestsellers. Let's figure out what to do. Let's do this. I can do that. That's fine. No judgment. I just haven't done that. Therefore, I guess I couldn't do that. But I do know what I can do. And I know that I can join up with a group of smart, critical thinking, deep people. Join the collective, show up, do my part with sincerity and deep commitment to authentic living and authentic expression. And then I can celebrate becoming a #1 best-selling author in the United States. Still practicing the words, one of my confidence speaking tools. All right, friends, listen. Thank you. This was such a long conversation with you, I know, but every word is important. And I want to invite you, go back and listen to this again. What resonates here for you? Take notes if you need to. Sit and think deeply. Think critically yourself. What are the things that I've been trying to do that I can't do, which make me unconfident? What are the things that I can do that I haven't been doing, which would make me more confident? Do that. All right, my friends, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me here in the Confidence Zone. You'll be seeing me here again soon with more good news to come.